Aloha! You're watching F5 On Demand. We're in Barcelona for Mobile World Congress. Now, many of our previous videos have been from Hall 5, booth G11, but here we're in AirWatch Connect, VMware's AirWatch, and this is Hall 3, booth D10, where we got a setup going, and I'm thrilled to have an old buddy of mine and a current buddy of mine, Ron Carovano. He's been a frequent guest. He manages our business development relationship with VMware and AirWatch. Great to see you, Ron.
Great to see you, Peter. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. It's so nice over here, isn't it?
Barcelona is fantastic.
And this place is massive.
You know, I've been to a lot of shows, Oracle Open World notably. This dwarfs them all.
Yeah.
There's almost 100,000 people here.
It's nuts. It's like an entire football, like a European football stadium, 4 days straight.
Yes, yes, and it's just teeming with people from all over the globe. So, you know, awesome time.
So tell us a little bit why F5 is here in the AirWatch Connect booth.
Sure. Well, you know, we, as many of your listeners and watchers know, we've a long time been partners with VMware. A year ago, VMware actually acquired AirWatch, and even prior to the acquisition, we've been working with them. AirWatch is a leading mobile device management, enterprise mobility management vendor. So they're all about helping people get their work done on the go on devices like this.
And so we're on the go, but we're still working, of course. And tell me a little bit how this all works then.
Well, sure, yeah. So what we've done is we've done a really neat integration with Access Policy Manager on our big IP platform, and also with our Edge client. Yep. So let me give you an example use case of how F5 and AirWatch work together. So I've got a brand new device, and it could be an iPhone, could be an Android, one of the new Android devices, and I like it for my personal use, but you know what? I kind of like to get some work done when I have a few minutes here and there. And so how do I go from brand new device to being productive in the, you know, from an office standpoint?
Out of the box to working.
Yeah, that's right. So first thing I do is, okay, let's see, I'm going to just try to hit one of the apps I use at the office. So I open up my browser, type in URL. Well, that data gets transmitted to the data center where it's hosted. First thing it does is it hits Big IP and Access Policy Manager. Access Policy Manager will authenticate me so that it knows who I am and what I'm allowed to access. But then before it lets me proceed to the app, what it does is it reaches out to AirWatch and says, hey, AirWatch, I see that Ron Carovano is trying to access this app from this device. Is it under management? Has it been secured with AirWatch? AirWatch says, no, we don't know this one. It's not registered. So we redirect to an enrollment process, and then AirWatch does its thing. Yep. It pushes down the apps, it pushes down the profiles, and it pushes down the Edge client onto the device. And it sets up the VPN rules, so it can do it on a per device, per container, or as we would promote, on a per app basis. And why is that important? Because then when I go to I've got all these work apps on my phone, and I hit the button to do the work app, in the background it silently launches the Edge client and establishes that VPN connection. I don't have to explicitly go and set up that VPN connection. Nice. It just happens. So it's all about making it easy and seamless for the user to get productive out of the box, and you know, no muss, no fuss.
Yep. And so it's kind of like Big IP vouches for you, and then goes and asks AirWatch, can you vouch for the device? Exactly. Oh, you can't. Let's make sure now we get the device secure, both Ron and his device secure. Now this per app tunnel connectivity type piece, right? In the olden days, it was a full layer 3 tunnel with your VPN, and you could pretty much navigate all the subnets and potentially some areas that you might not, or you maybe shouldn't be in. And with this per app tunnel, now you're just connecting just to the mail or just to a particular application without having that full layer 3 access, right?
Right, exactly. It's all about that granular control. That's what our customers are asking for. They're asking AirWatch and F5 to partner to make that happen, and we've done it.
And so what happens, say, if the device might have some malware, or there might be something that might not be so good to connect with? How does that get taken care of?
Well, so we've got some solutions on it. We've got our VeriSafe technology, right? We do some partnerships with some other companies. AirWatch is getting more into that space as well. I tell you what, it's tricky business. It's tricky business. But there's a lot of companies like F5 and AirWatch and others that are working hard to make certain that we keep the users safe, keep the business safe, and keep everyone productive on the go.
Yep. And I know that administrators can also, if for instance you might decide, oh, I'm quitting tomorrow, they can also then remotely take care of all that business stuff off your phone, and you got your personal device back just like it's out of the box, right?
Oh, right, exactly. In fact, that's one of the things in the profiles that get pushed down, the capability to remotely wipe an app or certain content. But again, dividing your personal from your business.
Yep.
And there's reasons not only for that to protect the user, but also the business itself.
Sure.
Right? I mean, the business doesn't necessarily want to know all the stuff that is on an individual's phone, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So,
this is great stuff. I mean, we've certainly come a long way since, the days of yore when, we're still walking around with bricks and, asking, can I connect, and all that sort of stuff. So this new technology is always fun.
Yeah, and it's evolving rapidly. We're continuing to innovate with the likes of AirWatch. So, this time next year, when hopefully we're back in Barcelona, I'll be telling you about all the new great things we're doing.
I would love to be back here next year.
Me too.
So a lot more about not only our setup here in AirWatch Connect, Hall 3D, I'm going to cheat, D10, right?
D10, yep.
All right, the mind still works. Thanks a lot, Ron. It's always fun talking to you.
Pete, appreciate the time as always.
Yeah, we always have a good time. So, good buddy Ron, my good buddy Jonathan behind the lens. We were just joking beforehand. It just seems like old times, doesn't it, Ron? Even though we're on the other side of the world.
Yep.
I'm Peter, by the way, if you haven't noticed. Let's do our last little. And we're with F5 Networks.